You ever been so afraid you can't think straight? Your mind goes like a squirrel round and round and round. Yeah, me too. It's interesting in this Psalm 64, David doesn't ask for the Lord to preserve him from the enemy. He asks him to preserve him from fear of the enemy. Fear-based decisions are not usually good ones. They're so emotional, reactive. So, anyway, good morning. This is Aunt Beth. Welcome to my lamppost. As I was going through Psalm 64, I was just so interested in what David was talking about. Hide me from the secret plots of the wicked. And he's talking about, destructive words. Man, that gets you first, doesn't it? That gets straight to the heart. If you lost heart, you've lost courage, man, it's tough. You can do almost anything if you've got the heart, but if you don't have heart, I think that's why Proverbs says to protect your heart with all diligence, for out of it flow the forces of life. But anyway, thinking about fear-based decisions, not good, really emotional. You can be so manipulated by words. In fact, David is talking about the rest of this, is talking about the secret plots and the workers of iniquity. It's all word-based warfare. All words. And I think that gives us some hints on the days ahead as far as being wise, not responding to fear. Now, there's two types of fear. So and actually in the Psalm, they list both kinds, the fear of men and fear of God. The fear of men and dread and emotional terror and just your brain's switched off. That word is pakad, I think I'm saying it right, alarm, fear, dread. But one of the alternate definitions of it is having only one testicle. Stones. You have no stones. Thought that was interesting. You are unmanned. Whereas it talks about the fear of God, that's a different word, and it means more respect, awe, reverence. So our decisions, when I say not fear-based, bad fear, emotional, but out of respect for God, I'm not going to do this or I will do that. Boy, it's so hard to think when you're ruled by your emotions, isn't it? David says that God will make them stumble over their own tongue. But it made me think, and I've got my notes here so I don't forget, it made me think, so verse 10, the righteous shall be glad in the Lord and trust in him. Am I rejoicing to see the move of the Lord? Or am I grieving over what I lost in the world, like Lot's wife? And in my prayers, am I looking for the country to rise up again and preserve my way of life? My stuff? Am I any better than Lot's wife? Or for the righteous to rise again? Am I interested in improving my lifestyle or preserving my lifestyle or eternity? It's funny, it says all will see the justice and righteousness of God. but the righteous will rejoice. So everybody's going to see that God is God in the end. But the righteous will be happy about it. I mean, you can see that justice was done and it was true and it was fair. But if you're on the wrong side, you're not real happy about it. But the righteous will be happy about it. So, two kinds of fear. The enemy uses words. And I just have to promise myself I'm not going to make emotional, fear-based decisions, but my decisions will be out of respect for the Lord and respect for myself. So when my mind's going around like a squirrel, I need to give myself a timeout and get into a place where I can calm down and center and focus. And make decisions with the counsel of the Lord out of respect for Him, not the fear and manipulation and words of the enemy. Anywho, those are my thoughts on Psalm 64. I'll put the psalm below where you click on the word more. Can't remember if I said that already. You guys have a fabulous day. All God's best.